right, been a minute. But that's okay, because nobody fucking watches these videos anyways. So, Wicked, part dos, for good. I have a lot of problems with it. I think, I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse too badly, but like, a lot of people obviously say it's not as good as the first. But, I like the stage play enough. Just want to throw my 2 cents in here, because mainly some stuff I haven't seen people complaining about and saying that's bad, that I thought was bad. So I'm not going to talk about fucking DH Jeff Goldblum. I'm not going to talk about fucking Michelle Yeoh can't sing, we all know it. So I'll get into a little more specific things that I have an issue with. First off, I'm going to say the Tinman. I love the Tinman in original Wizard of Oz, and I like the Tinman in this. I like Revenge Tinman. I like he's mad Tinman. I love all that. All that works for me, but the only thing that I have an issue with is that they don't. The movie should be expanding upon the play. We have more time to delve into these interesting things, and they just basically the last time you see the Tinman is when he's like, I'll what does he say? He's like, I'll have no pity killing her or something, and he's like mad. He's like really fucking mad. He's rallying the fucking Ozians to go kill the witch, and then we just never see him again. It's like, where is that? It's just like a dead plot line, which in the play is like, it works because it's kind of like, in a play it works just because it's like you don't care as much in a play where you're in a musical where you're like kind of like let things wash over you because you're like, well, it's a stage play. I'm here to watch the performances and the songs, and I'm not really too concerned with the nitty gritty of the plot. But in a movie, it's kind of like that's what's important. So when the fucking Tin Man just he has such a fucking character arc from Bach in the first movie. Like, this is the second movie. This is like, you need payoff for these things. You go from Bach in the first movie to he has basically been enslaved by Nessa, which I thought was so funny that like within 10 minutes of him leaving, she has like, it's like, what is it? Animals are banned from traveling. Also Munchkins. When it really should have just said, animals are banned from traveling. Also Bach. Just to keep Bach there. But it's like she shrinks his heart, which again, I also don't think fucking makes any sense, because the whole thing in the first movie is nobody can even read. They can't read the language. It's symbols they don't understand. And like Michelle Yeoh's like, I can only read a fucking word or two. And then, Elphaba can read it all. Why can Nessa read anything? Why can she read it even poorly? It doesn't make any fucking sense. But so yeah, they fucking make him with the Tin Man, and he's mad about that, which I like. I would love to delve into it a little more, because they try and link it to the Wizard of Oz too closely in the fact that, like, this is not the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. He's fucking completely characterized, completely different. Same with the Scarecrow, same with the Lion. Like, they're not the same. So why are we trying to link it to that movie when it's like, just make it different. Make this a multiverse. It doesn't need to be one-to-one. And I think that's a big fault, which is like they're trying to be the play, which they should have diverted to a completely different thing. So his character arc is just fucking falls by the wayside, and we should get some more out of the Tin Man. Because also the Tin Man fucking going to the wizard and going like, oh, please, I want a heart. No, this Tin Man wants fucking cold-blooded revenge, and I say let him have it. I loved that about him. Give him his fucking revenge. All right. And in the same vein, my other problem is the Scarecrow Fiyero turning into the Scarecrow. So in the stage play, I think it's done very interestingly, where they're beating the shit out of him. And if you don't know what's happening, if you don't know that he's the Scarecrow, this would be kind of like a wow moment. Same with, which the Tin Man is. I had that in my theater when people turned into the Tin Man. There's some people that didn't know the story were like, whoa, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that's good. But so Fiyero turning into the Scarecrow. First of all, the magic, I don't remember it being like this in the play. I didn't have a problem with it, but in this, I'm like, I feel like this is like wildly inappropriate that she turns him into a Scarecrow, because they're just kind of like beating him up, and she's like, I don't want him to feel pain. But in the play, I kind of felt like they were gonna kill him, so it was like saving him from death. But in this, I didn't feel like they were gonna kill him. They were his boys. Like, why is he being put to death because he helped her? I don't know. Also, why does she not use magic to save him? Why she just fuck off? I don't know. She's the most powerful being in Oz, evidently. But so they beat the shit out of him. She's singing Ekanama Nama Nama, whatever. Turns him into a Scarecrow. But in the play, which is cool, they throw him on the thing, and then they raise him up into the cornfield, and you're like, and they silhouette him, and you're like, oh, he's the Scarecrow. Whoa, what a crazy reveal. Oh, this has happened again. And then, but in this, they like, the directing is fucking atrocious, and they like are doing these flashes of black and white of him getting the shit kicked out of him. And I just am like, what are we, like, you could make this really interesting, but it's like flash, he's getting punched, and then it's her doing the spell, and then they like flash a quick flash of them raising him up into the cornfield, and it's like, and I think the point was for them to like, because then they don't show you the Scarecrow's face until the very, very last shot of her, and it's like, you know, everyone also has mentioned that it looks horrible, but are we meant to believe in the movie are we not supposed to know that Fiyero is the Scarecrow? Because if that's the case, we fucking know. It's pretty fucking obvious he's the Scarecrow. So I don't like, there's another problem, like they hide his face, they have them all walking on the yellow brick road, fucking hell, and they're like hiding their faces, they don't even show Bach, and it's like, I know Bach is the Tin Man, why we hide, it's primarily to hide Dorothy's face, which I also think is stupid, because this isn't the Wizard of Oz. The slippers aren't red. Glinda's a different character. Elphaba's like trying to kill this. She's throwing fucking fireballs at the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. You know, my favorite. How about a little fire, Scarecrow? And she lights his ass on fire in the final scene. Like, this is not the same. Why are we trying to pretend it is? I fucking hate that. But whatever. So I just dislike very vehemently that like we're trying to hide that Fiyero is the Scarecrow. Because he's the fucking Scarecrow. Lean into it. Give me more of Fiyero as the Scarecrow. Give me Fiyero and Bach interacting with one another. Did this again. As the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. Oh, didn't work. I don't know what's happening. Alright. There's going to be a weird edit there. I'm so sorry. I have a tracking on my camera, as you saw earlier when it like zoomed in on me. Or whatever the fuck. And it just took me so long to figure out what the fuck was going on. So this is going to be, so whatever. This is going to be a weird cut. I was talking about, if I remember correctly, fucking Fiyero and the Scarecrow and the inherent fact that the director is trying to like hide from us who he is, which I think is a massive problem, because we all know who he is, and it's just for the reveal of his fucking stupid face. And it's like, whatever, who gives a fuck? We know he's the Scarecrow. I wish you just gave us more of the Scarecrow, more of the Tin Man. That's what I was talking about. The Tin Man and the Scarecrow like interacting, blah, 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 blah. It should all be different. So back to that point. No, that's the end of that point, I think. Scarecrow, it just make him the Scarecrow. I don't know why we're pretending he's not the fucking Scarecrow. Then down, the next point. So this is like a little thing. And I think it's affecting a lot of sequels, legacy sequels, shit like that, which really fucking irks me. And it's prevalent in this with 2 times, and it's when you do a little nod to the first movie or whatever, but in a way that makes no fucking sense and takes you out of the film. So the song where that Elphaba sings, the new song, which I thought was actually okay, No Place Like Home, she's singing, why the fuck, that has nothing to do with the Wicked Witch of the West in the first movie. So now it's weird that Dorothy and Glinda are gonna say, you just chap your heels and say there's no place like home. Which they also never addressed, like how the fuck that makes any sense in this one, because they're trying to tie it so closely. But Elphaba is the one who sings this song. Glinda just happens to also know this phrase. It just seems stupid to me. It makes no goddamn sense. And then also, I'm off to see the wizard. Elphaba says that. Again, Dorothy says that. That's what Dorothy says. Why is Elphaba saying it? Elphaba does not... See, this is like so nitpicky, and like when I get mad about shit like this, people I know are like, oh, you take it too seriously. Oh, you think too hard about it. I don't fucking think hard about it. It's just what happens. It's just what fucking pops into my goddamn head. The first thing I thought when I saw that was, that's what Dorothy says. Why is she saying that? It doesn't make any goddamn sense, and it takes me out of the movie. It's just like these simple things that... Give it to someone else. Give it to someone who will talk... Give it to Glinda, who will fucking be the one telling Dorothy that. Then it makes more sense. Then it like ties in more. It's like... The most recent time this happened otherwise, which I can think of, a movie that I liked a lot was Alien Romulus, when the android Andy says, get your hands off her or whatever. And I kind of was like, oh, that's a nice homage. And then he goes, you bitch. And then I was like, why the fuck would he say that? Now it's weird that two characters in this universe have said that exact same fucking phrase in regards to an alien. It's just like, it's stupid. It's meta, which I don't like. Movies shouldn't be meta unless like the movie itself is meta. You know what I mean? Don't be like, don't immerse me in this fantastical universe where I'm trying to like suspend disbelief and and think that this place exists, and then hit me with bullshit like that. Fucking hate it. And lastly, I'll leave you with the wizard finding out that Elphaba. I also think, first of all, the wizard character. Oh shit! Okay, I didn't write this down, but there's another thing. So the monkeys. I gotta sit differently for this. So the monkeys, right? He releases the monkeys, and then I have a huge problem with. See it happen again. It's gonna move. It's okay. No, I'm going to bring it down a little. Come down. Follow me down. Okay, now turn off. I got to fix that because I can't do this every video. So the monkeys follow. I don't like when it's a trope that happens in movies and things where it's like an enslaved race or people or like indentured servants or servants in general that are like not quite slaves, but like they're not free. Something like that. They will be freed by someone, by our protagonist, by somebody else. And then they fucking become their slaves or servants. That is the stupidest trope. I fucking hate it. Sometimes it can work, but in this, it made no sense. She frees the monkeys, and then the monkeys become her fucking servants. Like, what? It's just like the monkeys are Mr. Meeseeks, and they want to serve. The monkeys are the fucking house elves in Harry Potter. We need to be slaves. Like, what are you talking about? That's so dumb, and it's like fucking kind of insulting. And the thing is about it is the monkeys are not chained up, which I thought was stupid. Not stupid that they weren't chained up, but like the wizard keeps them in his main. It's in his main corridor. And there's like a fucking owlery or whatever, monkery, whatever you want to call it, of like where they all like are hanging out in this like cage. There's an opening to the outside world, and they're all in there, and they're not chained up. They are free to leave whenever they want. And the wizard goes, "You're free," and then they just are free, and then they hate the wizard. What is this? They should have had some sort of magic. I mean, I guess he's not magic, but he's a tinkerer. He could have made some sort of like collars on them that like shocked them if they didn't obey him. But like him just saying they're free makes them free, and then they hate him, and they're like, we never wanted to work with you. So what was stopping them from leaving? What was stopping them from doing anything if all that was literally keeping them in his service was him not telling them they were free? Like they're fucking Dobby and they just give it a sock. It's like, what was binding them to him? It makes no goddamn sense. He was sending them off into the world to do his bidding. If they didn't want to be there, just fucking leave. Flee. It makes no fucking sense. And then, on top of that, sorry, there's a tangent here. Elphaba is turned around on him. He's like, let's work with me. We'll be bad. We'll be good. I'll be good, and I'll stop doing the bad things to the animals. And she goes, sure, okay, I'm on board. Let's sing a song about the wonderful wizard and dance with my mortal enemy. But I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm gonna come on board with you. We're gonna do that, okay? Then Elphaba finds his fucking like cave of chained up animals and finds Dr. Dillamond. And he's bond like a sheep. He don't talk no more. And she just goes, deals off. You're evil. And he's like, it's not what it looks like. He was evil 10 seconds ago. He just agreed to not be fucking enslaving animals anymore. So obviously, what do you think? He's going to have the animals in cages right now. He invented the cage. Why all of a sudden were you like on board with him turning another leaf? And then when you find out that he hasn't turned it within the last 10 seconds, you're like, the deal is off. I didn't realize that you were doing the thing I knew you were doing. Huh? What the fuck are you talking about? It fucking is ludicrous. It's stupid. And then he's like, and then she releases all the animals, and then she's like, I'm gonna still fucking beat you or whatever. It's like give him a second to fucking be good, to undo what he was doing. He has to undo it still. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, okay, so the next thing is regards to the wizard, which made me go off this tangent. I forgot about it, so I'm glad because I haven't seen the movie. I saw the movie a little while ago, so I should have made this video earlier, but so now the wizard is doing everything in his power to keep power. Everything, Morrible, all these things. Why? I don't understand why. It's just because it happens in The Wizard of Oz. Why does he decide to leave? He gives up governing Oz. He gives up. Like, it seems to me the wizard has some sort of actual. Sure, he hates animals, but he's like. The thing about the wizard, why it was interesting that he turns good, quote unquote good, he's about to give Elphaba. He doesn't seem to care about the animals. The animals are a means to an end for him. He doesn't seem to actually want to enslave them or to He's he says, I chose the animals basically because to unite everyone, I wanted to give them a real good enemy, as Jeff Goldblum says. And I think that's it. His goal is to unite Oz under himself. So it's it makes sense to me that he's willing to go, I'll free the animals. I don't give a fuck. You are a better tool to me than the animals being bad propaganda is. So that I didn't like that. But so when Elphaba is defeated, I don't understand why he's just willing to go and leave Oz. I don't really understand what has changed where he's just okay, I guess Dorothy needs my help. Who gives a fuck about Dorothy? You know what I mean? But that's not the point. The point is in the play he knows, I believe if I remember correctly, he knows Elphaba is his daughter the whole fucking time. Which is why, because Glinda goes in, but which is makes sense. But in this movie, Glinda reveals to the wizard, for some reason, she understands that Elphaba is his daughter. Her reasoning is Elphaba has a green bottle, and Glinda notices that the wizard drinks out of a very similar green bottle. Why would that lead you to believe he is her father? To the wizard, perhaps, that could show him that I understand that's my daughter, which I believe is something that happens in the play. Or he knows that she's his daughter. Because I believe he impregnates her mother with the intention of creating a woman of both, or a creature of both worlds who will have magic. But in this, Glinda says, she's your daughter, and he's distraught by that. And also, she goes, that's why she's magic. She's a woman of two worlds. How the fuck does Glinda know that? Why the fuck would Glinda know that information? It makes sense that the wizard, you believe the wizard would know that, because the wizard he's doing things, because the thing is about the wizard, you're not magic at all. He fucking kind of is magic. The abilities he has in his tinkering abilities is magic. He's creating things he's from our world. And he's creating things that are not possible in our world. He creates the bubble that Glinda flies in. It's magic, sort of. The flame, the big head, everything he's creating is fucking magic, basically. I just don't buy that he's gonna he needs magic that bad. I don't know. I'm getting off on a fucking crazy tangent. I just thought it was pointless that that to make him shocked that she's his daughter. It makes more sense in the play that he knows the whole time because it's his fucking plan to get a magic girl to be with him or whatever the fuck, All right, I don't know. That was definitely way longer than I intended it to be and way more tangenty, but yeah, it wasn't that good. It was worse than the first movie, most certainly, and I think they really squandered, because I thought this could be better if they expanded on that second part of the play, and they didn't. They just squandered it, and they made it bad. So, yeah, Wicked for Good. Those are the issues. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't, because I'm right. Fuck, that sounded awful, but I'm pretty sure I feel pretty confident in my takes here. So, peace.